So I bought something stupidly. Look how teeny.
Oh, you got that thing.
I got
the
this thing.
Genesis 2 or Genesis M2.
Genesis 2. And it comes in a little box. And this box packages in the 6-button controller as well. So they're like, the 6-button controller is significantly, not significantly, but it's noticeably larger than the system itself.
Yeah.
And of course, there is a Sega Lord X, was very disappointed to see that the Switch, because this is a Genesis 2, it's not a push, it's a slider. And it's because it was the base model was the Japanese one, and that was the Mega Drive 2, and that did have a, so they just didn't really modify
They just
that
like
piece
recolored it basically.
So it's cool. I like it. I just felt like I should get anything that releases with this eclectic a collection of games. Just felt like, because it has a bunch of Sega CD on it, as we've discussed, and it'd be even better if it had some 32X on it. They should have grown a pair and put some 32X on here.
Yeah.
But maybe they'll have a 3, because there was a Genesis 3,
They should have like gone the extra mile and somehow got Popful Mail and Lunar series on there.
But of course, I'm sitting here talking about all that stuff as if I don't have this Hush Puppy back here that plays all of them, and as if I don't have my handheld, and as if I don't have my Super Console X.
So it's exactly why I didn't get it. I saw the pre-orders go up, and I noped right past it.
But it did push me to buy an 8-bit DOE controller. Forgive me, by the way, if it's 8-bit DOE. I don't know how it's pronounced. I've been saying 8-bit DOE this whole time.
Yeah, I don't know.
They sell a 6-button Genesis styled controller that's wireless, and it's the 2.4 gigahertz. Where I gotta tell you, the 2.4 gig, like, that's the way to go versus Bluetooth.
Yeah,
you just pop it in and out of other systems, and so, with Bluetooth you got to unpair, pair. Like it can't pair if it's already paired.
Lag.
Yeah, the lag is worse. I think these are wonderful, but yeah, I really like this thing, and it actually the D-pad because Genesis controllers notoriously had kind of rough D-pads. This works that right out. It's a Genesis controller with shoulder buttons.
Right, that's cool.
And it's got the very nice mode or home buttons like you would expect.
I'm lousy with 8-bit DOE controllers. I got this tiny one here.
Can't buy enough of them. Can't buy enough of these fucking things.
I got a bunch.
I don't know. Sometimes you buy something for no good reason, but it kind of inspires
real retail therapy, as they say.
Yeah, it's fun to get the box. I don't know, but when you only have like 20 games or however many there are versus 18,000, it does at least make you go like, all right, let me like give Rystar a real try here.
Oh, that's a good game. That's a great game. Have you played that?
Yeah, I played through a bit of it. Yeah, I really like the mechanic. It worked actually. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's I love a good retro platformer. They got Earthworm Jim 2 on there.
Well, because it's like it was released late in the Genesis, so it has a little bit of like a Sonic 3 and Knuckles vibe, but it's a different character.
Graphics are awesome.
It's very interesting.
So that's totally fun. And on my retro gaming journey, I bought a 9-inch CRT television with built-in VCR. So last time you might remember I talked about how I think that VHS collecting is going to kind of catch on someday. I don't think soon, but I think someday. And I was like, you know what, man? If you want a combo, and you want it to be not like a functional Panasonic 9-inch CRT television with combo VCR, every year those are going to get more expensive because they're going to function less and less and less, and especially if you want the remote, the classic remote and everything. So I was like, I'm gonna snatch one up, and I won't tell you what I paid for it. It's too much. There's probably people who are like, I could have sent you mine, but I put it's the perfect size because I have a desk where I have only a single.
Did you get
monitor.
it on eBay? Is that what you did? Or
yeah. And there were a lot. There was like Zenith. There was like a lot of kind of lesser brands, but I was like, I'm gonna go with the Panasonic. It's so small, and I love how small it is. I love like just where it's parked. And I got my top loader right there, and being able to like rock out like a quick, like Chippendale Rescue Rangers while waiting for a meeting to start, very surreptitiously play some NES. And then of course, while I'm sitting there, I'm like, sure, it would be nice to have an EverDrive because I don't have an EverDrive. And if back in the summer I was trying to get one, and they were all, at least the Pro and stuff, everything was marked up and they were all sold out. But they've restocked, and so I grabbed one, and I grabbed an N64 one as well because I was like, that, you know what, man, that's the only way you're really going to be able to play N64. Now you got the CRT television, you got the original system. You're not going to collect. You're not going to go around buying Snowboard Kids and shit. So like, just get the $190 EverDrive and
I have a CRT TV down here, but it's too big. I would love a 9-inch on my desk.
I recommend it
because we got that like Sylvania one for Johnsness, and I remember that being like looking really good for how small it was.
Yeah, well, like I don't know what the native resolution of an analog like NES is, but I think it's probably bigger than that TV, and so it looks really quite good. But I sometimes have the instinct to be like, oh, the picture quality should be better. Maybe there's something wrong with the connectors. And then I'm like, no, Frankie, this is a TV from 1991 with analog connections. The whole point is that it's going to be a little fuzzy with some, interlacing and stuff.
Yeah, they design it like some of the chunky pixels that you see when you put it on an LCD screen, like on those tube TVs, it kind of, that you can see it like they were actually designed it to be like shading or something. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I love it. When those EverDrives come in, that's gonna be a good damn time.
Subscribe to Red Cow Entertainment on Patreon for full episodes every other week.